The Big Daddy Bagger has come to town. The 2022 Harley Davidson Road Glide Special. Featuring an oil and air-cooled V-twin Milwaukee 8114 engine, producing 100 horsepower at 5,020 RPM and 158 Nm of torque with its 1,868cc displacement through its 6-speed gearbox, places this bad boy in the big boys club. As expected, the 2022 Harley Davidson Road Glide Special has a belt final drive, keeping things original. Fuel is delivered electronically from a 22.7-litre fuel tank with an unlockable fuel cap. Official fuel economy numbers were not available, but from our tests, the 2022 Harley Davidson Road Glide Special does about 17 km per litre with mixed riding, effectively giving a range of 386 km. You can easily make it to KL in one go. But fear not, its huge fuel gauge is clearly visible and its full-color, touch-sensitive TFT screen displays a low fuel warning and a range meter, on top of a whole host of information the rider will need, including Bluetooth connectivity and cruise control. Cruise control! Perfect for the long rides! Two unlockable glove compartments come installed on the 2022 Harley Davidson Road Glide Special, with a USB charging cable in the right glove compartment. If you are thinking to yourself, are those speakers? Yep, a whole 50 watts in total. Your neighbors may not hear your exhaust, but they sure can listen in on the tracks you are playing. With the very first Road Glide introduced in 1979, Harley Davidson has come a long way with this popular bagger style bike. With its unique fixed fairing, the 2022 Harley Davidson Road Glide Special rolls on a 19-inch gloss black Prodigy cast aluminium rim wrapped in a Dunlop Harley Davidson Series D408F tyre in the front, and an 18-inch gloss black Prodigy cast aluminium rim wrapped in a Dunlop Harley Davidson Series D407 tyre in the rear. Keeping the wheels on the ground are a dual bending valve telescopic front fork and a dual preload adjustable rear shocks in the rear with a twist. Only one side of the shock offers adjustability. In the stopping department are dual 300mm floating rotors paired with dual 32mm 4-piston fixed calipers in the front and a fixed 300mm rotor paired with a single 32mm 4-piston fixed caliper in the rear. The brakes on the 2022 Harley Davidson Road Glide Special come supported by a 2-channel ABS as standard. Harley's Reflex Defensive Rider Systems, or RDRS, a combination of ABS, traction control and cornering ABS come as an option. But why? In the name of safety, shouldn't it be standard? A partial LED lighting package comes as standard on the 2022 Harley Davidson Road Glide Special. An LED headlight, an LED tail light and auto self-cancelling incandescent signal lights. Regular servicing is every 8,000 km with 4.9 litres of engine oil with an oil filter replacement. Valve clearance adjustments are never needed, but the machine should be brought in every 16,000 km for a major checkup, and the plugs should be changed every 48,000 km or every 2 years. Amos is 1.84 meters tall, with a seat height of 695mm and a curb weight of 387 kilos. Let us show you how he looks on the bike. He's got an upright, relaxed posture. With Mark coming in as a pillion, he needed to mount the bike a little more carefully considering the weight of the machine. He felt that it was spacious enough, but the seat wasn't the most comfortable. He could feel the plastic backing of the seat. At a combined weight of 170 kilos, the dual preload adjustable rear shocks held up. Very okay! With a height of 1.65 meters, Farhan, our fellow content creator, wants to show you how he looks on the bike. Thank you, Farhan. The turning radius of the bike is small for its class. Because the floorboard was in the way, Amos decided to sit on the bike instead. In our opinion, the 2022 Harley Davidson Road Glide Special is a serious heavyweight. Really. With a machine price just below 70,000 Singapore dollars, the price tag is too. The Road Glide Special attracted some very polarizing views between Mark, Amos and myself. Mark mentioned that he expected a lot more from the Road Glide Special, especially at the price point. Coming from a rider outside of the Harley community, he feels that he's in the targeted group of people that Harley is trying to reach. But with other manufacturers offering state-of-the-art rider aids and electronics at much lower prices, he struggled to understand and justify the lifestyle selling point. Although he agreed that Harley Davidson is moving in the right direction with the Pan America and Sportster S. If you want to move in the right direction, head on to triple3.com or our merchant stores now. Amos and I found that the riding posture on the 2022 Harley Davidson Road Glide Special to be super comfy, especially with the plush rider seat providing lumbar support. The floorboards definitely help with foot positions. The majestic stance of the Road Glide Special rolling down the street was special. The ride felt planted and stable, but preload adjustability in the rear is only on one side. Makes us wonder how much torsion strain that puts on the subframe. I personally understand the appeal of the Harley brand, and of course the Road Glide Special. But I still prefer the Dyna engine. The rumble and violent shakes at startup makes my day. We all like the styling on the 2022 Harley Davidson Road Glide Special with its blacked out components. Especially the huge dash. It's got speakers, so all that's missing is some aircon. But surprisingly, wind protection was lacking. We would have preferred if there was support behind the pillion, especially since the 2022 Harley Davidson Road Glide Special is a 1.8-litre machine and has quite a pull. But aftermarket options are, of course, available. We found gear changes on the 2022 Harley Davidson Road Glide Special to be very clunky. We kept looking for neutral, but basket! Don't know where. We know our area is quite safe, but we have theft now and then. We suggest not to leave any valuables in the glove compartments. If the compartments lock with the ignition, better, right? Since we are on compartments, what's up with the USB cable? Why a cable and not a port? We were pretty surprised that the 2022 Harley Davidson Road Glide Special was quite nimble on the move. This machine is a heavy beast, and it makes itself known when stationary or when you need to manually move the bike, inspiring some butt-clenching maneuvers and mini heart attacks when you tip the bike a little too far. For riders who are new to Harleys, Be completely sure that the side stand is fully deployed before letting the weight of the bike rest on it. You confirm will remember mother, remember father if you don't check and the side stand gives way. Startups were a joy, but again, because of emission restrictions, the exhaust notes are muted. Let's have a listen. We all agree that the brakes on the 2022 Harley Davidson Road Glide Special were lacking. The rear brake was bitey, but the front, spongy. Given the weight of the machine, Harley Davidson should seriously consider more powerful systems. Don't misunderstand us. The brakes will stop her. It just needs more room to get the job done, especially at high speeds. We notice constant heat in between the tires at stop-go city and highway riding. This may be welcome in colder countries, but in our tropical climate, not okay. However, no pain, no gain. You want the attention? You gotta suck it up. Overall, the 2022 Harley Davidson Road Glide Special is a showpiece with endless upgrade options for everything from the looks to Stage 4 engine upgrades. Yeah, we here in Singapore envy those of you without modding restrictions. Remember to check for restrictions before you go changing things. The Road Glide Special is obviously not a performance machine and not intended to be. Engine vibrations were lesser on this machine and she rode a lot smoother compared to the previous generation. Power wasn't as torquey as we expected it to be and was very manageable. The 2022 Harley Davidson Road Glide Special was very manageable in the low revs, but she started to roar past 3,500 RPM, equally with power delivery. We noticed some lag in the throttle response, especially when blipping or at the start of hard pulls. Let us show you what we mean. The 2022 Harley Davidson Road Glide Special is made to turn heads, and turn heads it did. We were constantly asked about it on the road. If you are someone who likes getting attention, then this machine is for you and it will not disappoint. We wouldn't recommend the Road Glide Special for newer riders, mainly because of its weight, and more experienced riders should be aware that she's heavy. The 2022 Harley Davidson Road Glide Special isn't an everyday machine, especially so if you are late for work. She's made to cruise and impress down long straights with music blasting into the sunset. Keep in mind that Harley Davidson machines are the pinnacle of customization. So, aftermarket options are available for anything and everything on the machine, making it your own. We received the 2022 Harley Davidson Road Glide Special from Harley Davidson Singapore, but like all our reviews, they do not have control over our content, allowing us to bring you true and unbiased opinions. With that, we hope you like, share and subscribe. I'm Winston and see you on the road.